Hi, I'm Sue Rose Finahan, host of Talk Cosmos, and this is the new moon, May 11th, 2021. And there's a window always after the new moon where the light begins. Diana's bow, it was called, because Diana was the goddess, the moon goddess, one of the moon goddess. There's various goddesses in many traditions. The moon is everywhere, of course. And in some, the moon births the sun. They were not lovers. The moon and the sun in mythology, I was just reading this, because the sun is always chasing the moon. So it was about how to, it's a most amazing time with this particular new moon in Taurus. Taurus is a sign of stability, because it's survival and it's that life force that just has to find a way to actually live and exist. And the last week with Cosmic Collaboration, an hour panel that's every month, we were talking about compassionate truth. I mean, this particular May 11th, and that was on the 9th, Mother's Day, as it was. So all of this energy is molding. Compassionate truth at that time was a lot about the archetype of Ceres, which is love and reclaiming that loss that's been taken from us. And with a pandemic, it's no surprise. It is amazing as one begins to be patient and slowing down, which in a sense would be Taurus, because it's grounded. It's an earth sign. And it takes time for a plant to grow. Those roots have to get into the earth and get good nourishment. Food and nourishment is so important. So what we talked about then was compassionate truth, to really claim that for ourselves in all our honesty. And next week will be Planet Buzz, and we're going to be talking about new language, how to get our ideas and reframe them as we go ahead. And so with this particular, I'll show you right now, with this particular new moon, which was at 2:59 p.m. in the East Coast, and much earlier on the West Coast, it would have been about 11, no, actually just before noon today, but then that's been since now. But if you want to write it down and look at it for your area, but there is quite a bit of um, we're in the nodes right now. Both of this is so evident just in this new moon, without talking about what we were talking about in other parts. But again, the universe is wanting to remind us, and it's leading with our heart. Venus is so close to the collective direction of the North Node, which is a lunar point, and it's a energy where all of us are being drawn to expand ourselves, and in this sense get to know our neighborhoods and get to have new ideas and new words, re-language. So the heart with Venus is actually the spokesman, you could say. And there's another side of astrology that has to do with declination. And I belong to different groups, and ESAR, which is the International Society of Astrological Research, it's not too expensive. And every month they have a lecture. It's a great way to find a lot of information. But declination is an astronomical scientific name of the latitudes going from the equator, north and south, and where the sun hits it. Well, or the planets as it's directly overhead. So there's subtle relationships. And our Venus right now of our love and attraction in this chart of the new moon is what they say parallel. It's because they're at this exactly the same declination, latitude, when they're the highest point above, uh, shining up in the sky. And so therefore they have a little symbiotic conversation, you could say. So we, in our heart, in the direction that we're going, want to have, how do we get there? That's really been the quest. And I think as we slow down, we begin to realize, how have we been feeling? Because Taurus is all about the body. Are we, and the body remembers. We know this. I mean, people talk about it all the time, but really, the mind needs, if we can just say, thank you, mind, we love you, mind, but we want to talk to the heart also. And the heart here is wanting to talk to the actions. How am I going to go forward? The actions are saying, Mars is saying, well, I want new life, but I want to be safe too, because it's actually a lot with these wounds. It's exactly, if you notice here, a little astrology, it's 11, it's exact square, and it's ruled a Chiron, the wounded healer, the shaman, the alchemist, that takes what we have felt unable to work with to heal, we might say. But when we can transform that, transmute it into some dimension that is offered out to others, then it serves us. And so that conversation is going on with our heart. And in order to do that, one of these ideas is, for this new moon, take the time to really begin to feel, write down, or begin that, but just sense with yourself, like, where do I feel? How do I feel? Where in my body? Embody it. In other words, be present, put your feet on the ground. And then, in order to shift things around, there's something called somatic movement. Now, I happen to have all kinds of things come across my email, and one of it is Shift Network. And I keep it there because every once in a while there's a golden opportunity. Although, a lot of times I go, no, no, no. But this time, Bernadette Pleasant, never heard of her before, but she's a remarkable person. And it's a familiar idea, but these are some of the things she was saying, is take the movement, put on some music. There was some rhythmical uh, uh, drum music. Spread your toes, get your body, move your hands, and just move the shoulders. It is amazing as you begin to just begin to express and feel and connect, and it shifts those things in the body. I know with a lot of new moons we say write or take your things and manifest in vision boards, but this time use your body. You could walk in nature, uh, that would be wonderful too, and listen to the birds and dance a little bit with the birds. And remember that although we may remember that we have grief, we're on a new terrain. There's no role model, like she said, for going through a pandemic when we have all this online business of connecting and being in touch. I mean, my own family came from Norway, my grandparents and my father, and they must have felt very isolated, but yet it's a new world here for all of us. So if we lead with our heart, we can, and tell ourselves joy, that we have this right. We want to feel joy because it's an emotion and it's our birthright, that it has just as much credit in our life as grief. And so when we're dancing, just say, I am joyful, joyful, joy, joy. It was remarkable. She did a little experiential dance, and I could only testify that it liberated a lot from me. So because our breath too, with those nodes right here in Gemini, it rules the breath. And if we are fearing, like wanting our safety, and I might say with Mars and Cancer, it wants safety. Cancer is not going to be jumping on a cliff. It wants to know that it has security. It's what is necessary right now. But in that case, we can hold and we can stop breathing because it's like we're waiting. Well, have patience, but breathe deep, let it out, sing, maybe hum, make a sound, know that you're alive. And then also the mantra of all is somehow remember our gratitude. Love helps us get that gratitude. And I've been reminded, in fact, I'm doing a little practice that was encouraged to me. Every day I'm writing down, and this is with Colette Baron Reed. I'll give energy where she's a remarkable person, I think, that is a medium that and how to work with things. But every day for this month, writing down 3 things that I'm grateful for and really embody it. Again, remember the body, the body, the body in all of our actions for this new moon in Taurus, because we are juggling right now the new changes, as you can see, with the actions right down here of where we've been, our culture, and it's going to shift it. And we have no new way of going forward, but we have to go forward. So let's take joy with us. Let's take our heart and remember everything that we are, that we can experience, because that way we can be that whole self, at least know the parts of ourself, and we can reframe, like identify them. We'll talk more about that planet buzz. There's an eclipse coming. There's so many things. This is one stepping stone, but a really important one. Well, thank you so much. Do listen and subscribe. And I'm glad that I'm reframing myself and getting more excited about learning what I do to try to present these. All right. Love to you.